Good morning, third graders. Happy Music Monday. This week we're going to actually compose 4 measures of music. So now that you're a little bit familiar with the lines and spaces of the treble clef staff, I'll grab a marker here. I want you to compose a little song, and you're only going to use 3 pitches. And those pitches are B, A, and G. It spells out bag. And if you remember, those pitches would fall, so if we have our every good boy does fine, E, G, B, our B is going to be on the middle line of the staff. And then just below that would be A on the space, and then G is on the second line. So those are the only 3 places on the treble clef staff that you are actually going to need. And so what you're going to do, this is what your assignment's going to look like. I want you to take some line paper and draw your 5 lines using the line paper. In fact, I'll show you what I did here. So just line paper like this, notebook paper, and then you're going to just trace over the lines till you have 5 lines. You kind of see how I did it. I just did it with a pencil, just so that you see that there are the 5 lines of the treble clef staff. You're going to draw a treble clef, and just remember, when you draw a treble clef, come down, make like a J or a hook, go back to the top, make like a capital D that lands right here on the D line, swing around, and then around the G line, the second line, because remember it's also called a G clef. Okay, so there's my treble clef. Now, I want to divide my lines into measures, so I'm going to add some bar lines. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just divide this line in half, divide this part of the staff in half. I'm going to do the same thing with the one below it. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 measures. Okay, if you can see that. Now, the end of my 4 measures, I'm going to put a double bar line because that tells me I'm at the end of my song or my composition. So I'm going to put 2 lines to show that's my end line. You can make one a little thicker than the other if you want to, just to show that it's the end. Okay, so now you get to be creative. But one thing we can't forget is rhythm. We have to have a time signature. Time signature tells us how many beats in a measure and which note gets the beat. So I'm going to make a common time, which is 4/4 time. So that's my time signature. So you have to have the time signature right next to the treble clef. That tells you there are going to be 4 beats in the measure, like I said. So now you can use, you've got to have a rhythm. Probably I would stick to mostly quarter notes. You could have a half note in there. Remember, a half note gets 2 beats. So if I have a measure that has 2 quarter notes and 1 half note, that would be a total of 4 beats. Or I could have 4 quarter notes, or I could have 2 half notes, which is 4 beats. So it has to equal to 4 beats in each measure. So here's 1 measure, 2 measures, 3 measures, 4 measures. Try to space your notes out so that you don't have them all clumped together so you can read them easily. Now this first measure is a little small. In fact, I might, because of my time signature, my treble clef, I might move this bar line just a little bit over so I have a little bit more room. So what I want to do is I'm going to start on a B. So I'm going to make, first of all, just a colored in circle for my quarter note. And I'm going to make all my stems go up. So I'm going to draw a stem on the right side of my note. And there's my first note. I'm moving this a little closer so maybe you guys can see a little bit better as to what I'm doing. Okay, so there's B. Now I'm going to continue with quarter notes. I'm going to go down in pitch. Next would be my A, because it's coming the space right below B. G. And then, let's see, I think I go back up to A. And there's my first measure. Now, in your head while you're writing this, you should kind of be aware of how high and low your pitches are. So just pick a pitch like La. So there's my B. Now I have to come down A, G, A. So your voice should follow the pitches, how they move on the staff. Coming down, La, 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 la. Kind of sounds like the beginning of Mary Had a Little Lamb. Mary had a... Okay, that wasn't my intent, but that's what it sounds like. Also, you can think of solfege. Mi, re, do, re. And then you're going to continue doing this for the next 3 measures. Don't forget, it has to be 4 beats in a measure, and you can only use the pitches B, A, and G, which I've laid these first few notes, B, A, and G, if you forgot. G is on the line, A is on the space, and B is on the middle line. So we're not going to use E or F or C or D or E or the top F. We're just going to use those 3 pitches in this song. These are the first 3 pitches we would be learning on the flutophone or the recorder. So I want you prepared for next year when we do recorder in 4th grade so that you know these pitches well. So I want you to complete your composition, and I'll show you an example of what yours should look like. This is what I did here. I put my name at the top. I've got my 4 measures. I've got my treble clef, my time signature. I've got 4 beats in a measure, and I only use the pitches B, A, and G. Please don't copy mine, but it's going to be similar to this though. But we can all be creative and create our own little composition. I would challenge you to sing your composition after. In fact, I'll sing mine for you right now. I labeled the first 3, but I don't want you to label all of the pitches B, A, and G with your letters because I want you to try to remember them without having to look at the letters. So the object is to be able to identify them on the staff. So here's my song. B, A, G, A, B, B, A, G, A, B, G, B, A, B, G. And that's it. Now you don't have to sing it for me this week, but I want you to be practicing it because maybe in the future I will have you sing a little bit for me as well. So that's your job this week, is just to write a 4-measure composition. Once you finish your 4-measure composition, please take a photo of it or picture of it, have mom or dad take a picture, and either email it to me or you can upload it into Google Classroom. In the assignment section, I'll have a spot for you. So it should be simple, but please contact me if you have any questions or you're not sure about something. I would love to hear from you, and I hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.